After Rasa and Raktavashrotas, it is the Mamsavashrotas, which has been very widely affected in nowadays in the lifestyle disorders or any of the pathologies which has been clinically observed. One such a thing is about the conditions of these kinds like the pemphigus vulgaris, very commonly seen with the deep-rootedness. You do have such clinical pathologies with the superficial affected, possibly in the Raktavashrotas, but in a deeper shrotasis when it has been involved, wherein the person will have a sort of a deeper involvement of the disorders. So I had a patient with the pemphigus vulgaris confirmed case, even though he goes in a very moderate sunlight, might be even evening at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock as well, he turns the whole body with huge number of patches with a burning sensation. Might be you take it as a Kardama Visarpa or something like, because he was having a sort of a flushes of heat in his body. So we have treated him with the same combination of Hemagarbha and Pravalagarbha. With that associated, because the involvement of the Mamsa was being observed here, because ulcers were quite huge and deep-rooted. So we have also planned up with the administration of the Tamragarbha Potali here. By the administration, of course, to a smaller extent, but the patient would have been responded very well. He has taken almost like 6 months to 1 year plus with the treatment, but eventually the patient is alive today and he is very much under control. Moderately with a good amount of protection, he goes outside, but he is being very well maintained, or else controlling such disorders of pemphigus vulgaris is really challenging and really troublesome. It's a sort of a curse to the person to face this illness. But when you have a boom of drugs of these kinds like the Potali Kalpanas, which could really favor them even in this dreaded conditions of such clinical pathology. Another such conditions related to the Mamsavashrotas is about the conditions like that of the Arbuda or something like goiter like presentations, where you have Galaganda or Gandamala either. Might be either of the cases I do take, might be it's a goiter like pathology, as you can see here with a multi-goiter, a multinodular goiter. You can see the sizes of the thyroid which has been significantly altered in its measurements, and the number of nodules are also been significantly altered. So for this such patients, the Tamragarbha Potali is being given along with the Dashamula as an Anupanam. Added to that, we are also giving with that of the Chandraprabha and Arogyavardhini. Considering the hormonal pathology, the patient had a very significant improvement. The patient had a significant reduction in the number of the nodules, size of the nodules, and even the isthmus turned to be very much normal within the first sitting. The patient physically being very much normal, she turned out to be a totally a normal personality, other than the small amount of swelling in the throat. Eventual readings of the same patient turned out to be very much encouraging. The number of nodules were significantly low. The patient did not opt for the surgery. Thyroidectomy is usually being done there. So the same treatment modality is also being prescribed by me even in conditions like Hodgkin's lymphoma, because even that I do take in the same way as a Gandamala, wherein you have multiple nodules on the throat region. So I do prescribe the same Tamragarbha along with that of Hemagarbha Potali to the patients, and I do find an encouraging response in the patient, either in the improvement in the lifestyle or postponing the milestones of the illness, or at least in some patients we could even appreciate some amount of very significant improvement in the patient, wherein there was a significant changes being observed by the administration of these medicines. So with this particular thing, the same in the form of malignancies of the thyroid. I had a case almost, she was being treated for few years, possibly around 10 or 12 years. She was totally fine, and even she's alive today. She's been treated with Tamragarbha, Hemagarbha for a pretty long time, along with Kanchana Ragugulu, Punarnavadi Mandora and Arogyavardhini. So all been prescribed to her, and eventually you can see she had a metastasis on all over the body, including the lymph node involvements. She had CA cervix and also much of the organs of the body being affected. But we could sustain her. I think now she is at least the confirmed case from past 12 or 14 years. But still she is totally normal and doing all her work as normal as any other people. And the FNAC of the right thyroid stated like the last line of the first paragraph on the right half of the screen, wherein you can see no evidence of any malignancy seen in the smear evaluated. So it is definitely an encouraging response to see like the thyroid malignancies were really being addressed very well at this junction, and also much of the metastasis in the body were being arrested. We could maintain her in a very significant way. Again, as a claim, these are not the claims like only these medicines should be given. These I felt it is appropriate for that particular personality in respect to her dosha dushas under the clinical presentations I have given, because FNAC has shown me a significant improvement, like saying like no evidences of the malignancies in the thyroid. On that grounds I have prescribed it. But people are worried about administration of the rasa medicines. My kidney is gone. Doctor, I have taken chemotherapy. People have never asked to any of the doctors stating like whether they do have some side effects. But once they take rasa medicines, some people are over eager to know if at all they cause some side effects. So for that sake, serum creatinine is only 0.5, very much normal. You need not worry about those things. Medhava Shrotas and its involvement. So Medhava Shrotas is again one such Shrotas which has been very actively involved in nowadays clinical pathologies. Most of the conditions are being affected with the Medhava Shrotas nowadays. You can see the responses, and some of the prescriptions related to the Medhava Shrotas are again to be something like a Chandraprabha, Arogyavardhini, Tridhatu Garbha, Rasagarbha, Hemagarbha, Talagarbha, Shilagarbha. So these are few of the potalis and other combinations which are being usually into practice for the disorders related to the Medhava Shrotas, which includes the prime disorders as that of the Prameha and other clinical pathology. So few of the prescriptions wherein, because once we speak about the Medhava Shrotas, we have to speak about the spine pathologies, because Trikasandhi or the back is being affected. The low back has been affected in the Stholya Vyadhis or other conditions. So Katishula like presentations, the choice of drugs could be something like Mallagarbha, Hemagarbha, Vatsanabha, Kupilu, Makshika Garbha Potali, real choice of drugs. I have seen in many cases with sciatica like presentations, single drug like Mallagarbha Potali is sufficient. I have seen in certain conditions wherein the disorders like COPD like presentations or multiple respiratory tract infections, especially in the pediatric practice, I could find an excellent response with that of the Mallagarbha Potali. I could really appreciate the significant improvements which has been achieved by the Mallagarbha in those clinical conditions with a recurrent respiratory complaint, and also in the conditions like sciatica or lumbago or lumbosacral disorders of these kinds, especially related to that of the nerve compressions. So I have an excellent response in such clinical presentations with the Mallagarbha Potali being prescribed for many patients in either of the clinical pathologies related to this particular. A case wherein he was being diabetic, and he had no choice other than taking certain medicines because of his economical status, wherein the person had a significant improvement within a very short period of only 1 month, approximately around 30 to 40 days, with his fasting and postprandial blood sugars by such administration of the drugs. So which is very much improvement to see in a clinical protocol. Of course, other patients also I am giving the same prescriptions and achieving a good response clinically with the patients of diabetes and other conditions. The next Shrotas is about the Astiva Shrotas, which has also been very commonly affected also in the middle age and also in the old age. Most of the times we do find lots of pathologies related to Shrotas. Few of the prescriptions could be something like Pravalagarbha and Tamragarbha Potali, which is very much significant to be administered and taken into the clinical protocols to arrest the conditions related to the disorders of the skeletal system. So I had osteosarcoma, a diagnosed case and biopsy prone as osteosarcoma in the year 2000. wherein he had a huge ulcer and discharge, and he had nearly 6 to 7 surgeries, for which we have given Lagumalini Vasanta in the form of a Potali, Hemagarbha in the form of Potali, and also we have given him Tamragarbha in the form of Potali. He had multiple fractures and multiple repairs with lots of surgeries. He had of the whole of the ulcerations. These are the reports of his X-ray, wherein you can find significant improvement in the condition, and of course the tissue started to have granulation and it started to heal fine, and even the edge of the ulcers was being taken because much of it's been granulated and it was being healed properly. And later on everyday bandhan was being done in the nursing, and the biopsy later on suggested as only inflammatory hyperplasia and no malignancy at that moment. So at least the patient is out of that phobia of malignancies, and this benefits we can definitely give to the patient, possibly in most of the cases, in case if we can make up a protocol of these kinds with the Potali Kalpanas and try to administer them in a clinical outset. Majjhavashrotas, wherein in the Majjhavashrotas again it is affected with the musculoskeletal, wherein you can see with where you have the conditions like the rheumatoid arthritis, usually affected are the peripheral joints. Swelling, heat, pain, stiffness are the common features which you find in the rheumatoid arthritis. Usually ulnar deviation, muscular wasting around the affected joint, exacerbation and also relaxation in the symptoms. RF factor to be positive, SR is being raised. CRP is also most of the times it is being raised in most of the clinical conditions which are being observed. So in most of these conditions, in case if the patient is a freshly diagnosed case, wherein I am starting them with that of Hemagarbha, Tamragarbha, Mrityunjaya Rasa, Arogyavardhini and Dashamula as a combinations, considering the AMA condition to be addressed well initially. AMA should be addressed well initially, and later on to the patient we are prescribing them with that of the other drugs for the maintenance of the swelling and other conditions which is commonly seen. In case if it has been ulcerated or the skin is being affected, then it turns out to be the psoriatic arthritis, arthropathy resembling the rheumatoid arthritis with the psoriasis presentation. Then we need to mandatorily add even the Pravalagarbha to these patients, or else we need not usually add the Pravalagarbha totally to such patients. So Abhyantara Shamana Aushadhi, in case if it is Amavastha, Mallagarbha Potali, Vishagarbha Potali, Vata Vidvamsarasa, Mrityunjaya Rasa with Ushnodaka, Rasna Saptaka Kwata can given as an Anupanam. In case if it is Pakvavastha, Samira Pannaga Yoga Raja Mishrana, Ballata Kavaleham, Tamragarbha Potali with Rasna Adikwata, Dashamula and Kshira could be the suitable drugs. In case if it is Jirnavastha, then Hemagarbha Potali, Abragarbha Potali, Swarna Vasanta Mishrana, Swarna Yogaraja, Erenda Paka, Guda Ballataka with Kshira, Varanadi Kashayam, Rasnadi Kwatam could be the prescriptions. So these are the various places where we can go for the treatments. So certain times it happens like the patient is already on a treatment with the contemporary medicines. And it's not like all of a sudden in case if the patient is steroid dependent, because many times it has been prescribed, might be it is a methotrexate or any of such drugs which are being usually prescribed from the contemporary sciences. In case if it is being prescribed and the person is taking it since years or months, I don't discontinue it all of a sudden overnight. I do start my medicines, I evaluate the patient clinically. In case if the clinical presentation is being very well moderated, then I go for the investigations, and even in the investigations it is turned out to be normal, then gradually I will try to reduce and discontinue the allopathic medicines. And I try to maintain them only on Ayurvedic medicines. Till that time, they can definitely visit their rheumatologist, try to analyze the presentations, because I don't want to dump my patient with steroids and other high dosage of medicines for a long time, which can have a sort of a untoward effect in a chronic usage, where we use it for a long time, which is not really suggested. So these are few of the conditions wherein managed. And other condition which is related almost to a similar presentation is osteoarthritis, old age disorders. Usually weight bearing joints are affected, no signs of active inflammation, no heat, redness or swelling is being observed in either of these. Sandhigata Vata Chikitsa, Abragarbha Potali is a rightful drug which can be given. Rajatagarbha Potali is also a choiceful drug. Chandraprabha, Punarnavadi Mandura, Gokshuradi Gugulu. Abhyangam with Kottam Chukkadi Tailam and a calcite crystal can be placed in the knee joint during the Bandhana, Mallagarbha Kottali, etc. or few of the choices. Abragarbha Kottali is a very, very rightful drug which can be given in case if you have degeneration of the bones, where you have the erosion of the internal capsule of the joint or the bones, sclerotic changes in the bones, then we prescribe them with that of the Abragarbha Kottali. Or else supportive drugs, the other medicines can be suited as per the patient's clinical presentation and the way how we can analyze as a doctor towards the gouty arthritis is one more such clinical presentation wherein very specifically it is being affected one joint or small joints involved, usually the bigger toe, look like a toffee, which is usually observed either in the earlobe or try to go for evaluation of the uric acid levels. If it is raised, then it's a confirmed diagnosis of the gouty arthritis, wherein we are prescribing them with that of the Vishagarbha Kottali, Kaishara Gugulu Punarnavadi Mandura, Abhyanga with that of the bloodstone, Raktaksha, using the Muruvenne oil can be used, and it can be used in most of these patients, wherein the person will definitely have a good improvement. I had a very good success rate in treating the gouty arthritic patients, even in the chronic usage. Definitely they have a wonderful response by the administration of these drugs. Shukrava Shrotas, one of the most important Shrotas, not only related to that of the infertility like presentation. As per Ayurveda, Shukra is related to multiple factors, wherein you can read the textbook for the functioning, normal functioning of the Shukra. It is also related to the normal healthiness of can be given in most of those conditions or Purna Chandrodaya Rasa, Tridhatu Garbha Kottali, Hema Garbha Kottali, Rasa Garbha Kottali, Shilajatu, etc. These are few of the prescriptions which can be given in most of those conditions, wherein you can have the Dhatu Purana, wherein we can have a sort of a Shukrava levels. Next thing is about the Mutrava Shrotas. Whenever we have the conditions of the Mutrava Shrotas which are being involved, we have to evaluate either it falls into the category of Mutrakata, Mutrakrishra or Mutrashmari, and based on that you can go for the treatment modalities. Then we can evaluate the clinical presentations of how the disorders are being very well balanced with that of the Rasaushadhis administered in the disorders of the Mutra. So a few of the drugs could be something like Chandraprabha, Badarashma in the form of a Kottali, Trinakanta in the form of Kottali, Tamragarbha Kottali with that of Trifala as an Anupanam, Varanadikwata as an Anupanam, Rajatagarbha in the form of a Kottali can be few of the prescriptions related to that of the Mutrava Shrotas. I'm do prescribe even these prescriptions even in the cases with the patients suffering from acute or chronic renal failures. I don't have really much of the contraindications of use of any Rasaushadhis in the renal complaints as per the textbook. I am least bothered about any of the articles in case if at all they have been published. I do believe very strongly on my textbooks, and my textbooks have never warned me of not using the Rasaushadhis in the renal failures. So I am consistently using it. Might be the dosage has been altered, might be we give it as a moderate dosage forms, but still we do have good response in the patients with either of the renal pathology. Purishava Shrotas, very commonly affected now. So very common prescriptions are Trifala with Makaratvaja, Gandhaka Rasayana. Also we have Chandrakhala Rasa, Pravala Garbha Kottali, Vishagarbha Kottali, Mallagarbha Kottali. These are very few of the prescriptions which can be given in most of such clinical pathologies as that of the disorders related to this. So this is a case of ulcerative colitis. In case, as an example, I would like to quote, whenever you have a case of such ulcerative colitis, wherein you have much of the blood-stained stools, wherein we do prescribe with that of the Pravala Garbha Kottali, with that of the Pichabasti in the form of a Picha. Actually the internal layers and they turn out to be very much normal eventually. I don't say it's overnight or within 1 week or 10 days, possibly around 12 to 15 months of treatment to change the anatomy of an individual there. Of course, we need lots of oral administration as supportive measures because it's autoimmune disorders. We need to rectify even the autoimmune system, as well as we need to rectify the local organs which are being affected in these. Swedoha Shrotas, again an important Shrotas which is affected. Few of the prescriptions could be something like Mrityunjaya Tribhuna Kirti, Pravala Garbha, in case if it is Dahayukta, Malla Garbha Potali in case if it is related to the infections, Hema Garbha Potali in case of the chronicity of the illnesses or autoimmune conditions, Sarva Jwaranta Kaloha, Jai Mangala Rasa in the form of Potali could be few of the prescriptions which could be given in most of the clinical pathologies. Possibly very significant amount of patients of either reasons of the fevers which you see in case of the Swedoha Shrotas will respond to the Jai Mangal Ras. Most of the times they do respond very well with that of the Jai Mangal Ras. In the form of Potali, then it is ultimate. You can find a tremendous improvement in the patient's clinical presentation with that of the administration of the Jai Mangal Ras in the form of Potali for the patients suffering from Jwara or the fevers. Artavava Shrotas, where you have multiple disorders related to the ovaries, uterus and many of the organs which are being related to the Artavava Shrotas in the female. Most commonly affected are the PCODs, fibroids, endometriosis, either of the pathologies, wherein the pathology is primarily because of the hormonal imbalance, which is very common criteria which has been observed in most of the cases. So in most of these conditions, we are prescribing them with that of the Tamra Garbha, Tridhatu Garbha, Potalis, which is very, very much essential to be administered in most of the conditions. Also Abra Garbha is also being prescribed. Rajata Garbha is a choice of drug in such conditions because Rajata is one such a drug which can do the Garbhashaya Shodhana. So Rajata Garbha Potali is also a rightful drug which can be prescribed to the patients suffering from that of the disorders related to the Artavava. Other prescriptions could be something like Chandraprabha, Arogyavardhani, Pushpadhanva, Talagarbha, Vishagarbha, Abragarbha. Either of these drugs can be prescribed for this particular Shrotas in detail whenever we have the clinical presentations. And of course, you need to understand the Dosha Dusha Samorchana Samprapti of the patient, and then choice of the drug should be taken in either of the Shrotas which is related in the whole of the. Multiple organ failures, so sometimes it happens like multiple Shrotas are being involved, wherein the person will have multiple organs which are being involved, interrelated, and wherein you have the conditions like multiple organ failure or multiple organ damage. So based on the patient condition, it can be chosen, but in general I will say two drugs which act as most of these conditions is Abraka and Swarnamakshika. So Abragarbha and Swarnamakshika Garbha Potali can be given in most of the such conditions where the multiple organ failure. Like you have, this is a case wherein he had a hepatic encephalopathy, he had cirrhosis of liver, type 2 diabetes mellitus, chronic renal failure, ischemic heart disease, hypertension, hepatorenal syndrome. So multiple organic damage, it's a multiple organic damage wherein the person was being very well under control for years and years together with the administration of Abragarbha and Makshika Garbha Potali. So such changes can also be the administration of such drugs. So Ojo Vardhaka set of drugs, because when multiple organs are being affected, multiple Shrotas are involved, then his Ojas is also being affected. In case if you find that Dhatu Sara is afflicted or Ojas is being affected, then you need to add up Hema Garbha along with Abragarbha and Makshika Garbha to the patient. So in case the person is landing up into Asadhya Roga, then you need to add the Abraka and Makshika as claimed by the textbook of Rasa Prakasha Sudhakara and Rasaratna Samuchaya. And in case if it is Dhatu Vivardhana Swarna as claimed by Rasaratna Samuchaya 5th chapter, Ojo Vardhaka, Haratala, Swarna and Panna could be given as per the textbook reference of Rasendra Sarasangraha, Rasatarangini and Rasaratna Samuchaya with that respective chapter numbers and shloka numbers, wherein you can find the tremendous response in the patients suffering from either of these. Mrityugna set of drugs, because such patients wherever the multiple organs are being affected, they are very much near to that of the Mrityu, and you want to ward them off from the Mrityu, then you need to create potalis out of these preparations or mixture of all these drugs in the form of a potali and give it to the patient, like the drugs as Abraka, Makshika, Shilajatu, Gandhaka, Haratala, Kantaloha, Naga, Vajra. They can be given because these are the textbooks, chapter number and shloka number, where they have explained as Mrityugna in the patients who are critically ill. So either of these drugs can be tried to have an excellent response in those clinical presentations wherein the person might have a good response and have a therapeutic outfit. So Pushti Vardhana, where you expect like the person should have the Pushti, because once you have treated him, it is your responsibility to get him back to its normalcy, wherein Pushti Vardhana with Moptika Shukti and Panna can be given, which can do the Pushti Vardhana. And Pushtikara, drugs like Kantaloha and Shanka can also be prescribed as claimed by Ayurveda Prakash and Ananda Kanda, which can be prescribed to the Sarva Vyadhihara, wherein the person is suffering from various disorders, multiple strothas which have been involved. Then these are few of the drugs which as per the various textbooks wherein it can be given with that of Abraka, Vaikranta, Makshika, Gandhaka, Hingula, Swarna, Rajata, Kantaloha, Naga, Vajra, could be given in the form of a potalis to the patients suffering from Sarva Vyadhihara, syndrome-like presentations, Rajakshma, any of the presentations with multiple strothas or multiple organic involvement. Then we give them with that of the Sarva Vyadhihara. Ayurveda strongly believes in Papa. So Purva Janma Kruta Papam will lead to the disorders in this life. So Papagna, in case if you are sure, then Manikya, as claimed by Rasaratna Samuchaya and Ayurveda Prakasha, could be the prescriptions to make him to become Papagna. Sat Guna Vardhana, you need to increase the Sadguna of the patient. Sattva Vajaya, then you need to give them with that of Vajra, as claimed by Rasaratna Samuchaya. So these are few of the protocols wherein the potalis can act in a very significant way, wherein the potalis can show a leaping step in most of the clinical conditions related to either of the shrotas, related to either of the doshas which are being involved, wherein the person can have a good therapeutic. So this is what the potali kalpanas can give to an individual. The most sacred form of therapeutic dosages, wherein it can be useful because of their choice of drugs or the quantity of drugs or the pharmaceutical processing, immaterial. They are active therapeutically. This is alone concern to us because it's making our patients much benefited by the oral administration or either way of the administration of the potali kalpanas in an individual. So I do use lots of potalis in a very significant way in my routine clinical practice. Very significantly I do use lots of potalis in my clinical practice, and I am appreciating good responses in my patients, very significant responses in my patients. This is the mural art in my clinic also, which is having Dhanavantari with Amruta Kalasha in one hand. In another hand, I have asked the artist to frame a potali in his hand. So Dhanavantari in one hand is keeping a leech along with a potali, in the other hand is keeping the Amruta Kalasham. So even the Dhanavantari is being handed over to take up with that of the potali kalpanas so that it can give a maximum benefit to our patients, and the ultimate goal to achieve a good response in our clinical practice. So with the acknowledgement to the Ayurveda network, Banaras Hindu University, and also to especially to Dr. Kishore Patwardhan, who has guided me, supported me. He's a friend, he's a senior, he's a mentor, who supported me to make up all these presentations very much possible to go online and give benefit to most of us. So these are a few of the ideas which I would like to share up on this forum with this acknowledgement on the potali kalpanas in routine clinical practice. Thank you very much.